Quaker puffed wheat is shot from guns. Quaker puffed rice is shot from guns. Yes, listen to the roar of the Quaker guns brought to you direct from the Quaker cereal mills, where Quaker puffed wheat and Quaker puffed rice are shot from guns to make 'em crisp and tender as nuts in November. Now, Quaker puffed wheat and Quaker puffed rice bring you Terry and the Pirates, the new and exciting adventure of Terry Lee and the Pirates' Gold Detector Ring.
Con, I owe it to the memory of my father to save his name, to find his murderer. And for the first time in my long search for the ring, I've got something to go on, thanks to you. Let me get back to Shanghai. Let me see Turnbull, and I promise...
No, son, you shall not get away.
But why, Con? Why?
This is the fateful hour in the destiny of the cult of Nan Kai Feng. Unless the gold detector ring is returned before the new moon rises, and we are thus able to ascertain whether this is the true idol, the ancient curse of Ping Yang shall fall upon us all, and all our people will die.
I respect what you've said, Con. I realize the importance of your problem, but why do you insist I have the ring? Isn't it obvious Turnbull has it? Didn't he promise to return it to you and then renege on that promise?
Indeed, he promised to return it, and he would have done so if you and your friends had not intervened. He has told us distinctly, my son, that you have the ring.
And you trust his word on it more than you do mine?
Yes, because we know how important it is to you to have the ring. Of what use could it possibly be to Mr. Turnbull?
I don't know, but I'd sure like to find out.
You are deluding yourself when you question Mr. Turnbull's honor and integrity, my son. He is a great man, known and respected throughout the world for his kindness, his generosity, his philanthropy. We cannot doubt him, but we can doubt you. Mr. Lee, help us. Help us to save our province. We know you have the ring. Give it to us, and you shall go free. Withhold it from us longer, and you shall pay the full penalty.
Terry's 11th hour draws closer in the form of an unnamed but perilous threat which the Khan now holds over his head. Meanwhile, in a secluded tea room hidden away in one of the side streets of Shanghai...
We'll have to make this meeting pretty short, friends. My date with Turnbull is in less than an hour.
Why in the name of Aunt Martha did we have to pick this revolting ghost nest, Pat?
Because it's out of the way. We won't be overheard, and there's no chance of Turnbull seeing us all together. So eat your soup, Boston, and stop yammering, huh?
Yes, Bob.
Nice little stories in the papers, aren't they?
Yeah, I was reading them just before you came. Poor Terry and Connie, plastered all over the front pages.
Murder suspect stage daring jailbreak. Police spread dragnet. Magistrate says no clue yet to whereabouts of Terry Lee and Connie, but their capture expected momentarily. Phooey. Anybody with any sense could tell, looking at that picture of Terry, that he never would commit a murder. Look at him. So nice and so honest and so sort of cute. I can't stand it, thinking of the trouble he's probably in now. What are we going to do?
I only wish we could remember the name of that province.
Oh, it's a funny name, Pat. It's like Nanky Poo or something.
Oh, fine. Somewhere in the province of Gilbert and Sullivan, no doubt. That should give us a hot lead.
Okay, wise guy. If you're so smart, what have you two turned up since this morning that might be considered a hot lead?
Well, not very much, I'm afraid.
Pat, I'm kind of ashamed
Now,
of you.
wait a minute.
For practically 10 years now, Pat, ever since Terry was a kid, you've been running his life here in China, watching him like an old mother hen, ordering him around and telling him when he should brush his teeth and go to bed. And yet what happens? The first time Terry really gets into a jam, you just sit there and don't do anything.
Mother Burmer, may I have the salt, please?
No.
And as for you, Patrick, you'd better sit in the corner for the next half hour.
You're You're right, Burma. I know I haven't been much of a help so far, but I'm doing all I can.
We haven't exactly been sitting still, Burma. In fact, we did just a little sleuthing about an hour ago.
Pat, will you stop jiggling that little box around? It makes me fidgety.
Sure. Sorry.
Say, let me see that box.
I thought you might be interested.
Pat, it's a box of cough drops with an American label on it.
Yes.
Where did you find this?
In the house where Chun Fu was murdered?
They ought to move that place to an amusement park. It'd make a first-class spook house. Do those little lozenges mean anything, Burma?
Mean anything? Do you know who uses cough drops just like these? I've seen him take them.
I was hoping those might be something our friend Turnbull left behind.
I know these are Turnbull's. Friends, I could be mistaken, but this innocent little box here might very well be the weapon we need against Turnbull. If these won't make him talk, I don't know what we can do.
What are you going to do with them, Burma?
Just leave that to me. Uh-oh, look at the time. I've got to be getting back to the garden.
Take it kind of easy with that guy, Burma, will you? We like having you around.
Oh, sure. Don't worry about me. Well, I'd better be shoving off. Meanwhile, see if you can't figure out what the name of that province is. And you, Hotshot, check your friends, won't you? We've got to figure a way somehow to help Turnbull get back to the States.
Sure, I'll do my best. But why do we want to get him away?
That's part of my bargain with him, Hotshot. If I can promise him a safe exit, I think he'll let me see the ring. Well, here goes Sister Burma, off to the lion's den. Keep your fingers crossed. I'll see you later.
Pat and Hotshot watched the poised, trim figure of Burma as she walked out of the tea house, heading for her dangerous rendezvous. Anything can happen now, and probably will. And Hotshot says admiringly,
What a gal. They don't come any braver, do they?
You can say that again, Boston. But come on, time's a-wasting. We'd better get to work.
Okay, I'm right with you. But I can't help wondering, Pat, if the cops can't find Terry and Connie, how in the name of Aunt Martha can we?
That's a good question, Hotshot. But you and Pat had better get going. Time's getting short for Terry and Connie, and Burma may soon be starting something that you too will have to finish. In a moment, Burma faces Turnbull for the showdown. But first, say, do you know why I refer to Quaker puffed wheat and Quaker puffed rice as giant-sized breakfast grains? Why? Well, here's why. It's because these delicious, ready-to-serve cereals are made from the choice, selected, sun-ripened wheat and rice exploded to 8 times normal size. Yes, in the big Quaker mills, huge guns are loaded with the premium grains of wheat or rice. Now, listen to the actual sound as these guns are shot off. Man, oh man, out they come. Quaker puffed wheat and Quaker puffed rice. These tasty grains are now giant grains, exploded up to 8 times normal size. They're crisp and tender, shot through with nut-like flavor. That's why we say shot from guns makes Quaker puffed wheat and rice bigger and better tasting. What's more, they're good for you. Furnish the food value of restored natural grain amounts of vitamin B1, niacin, and iron. Tomorrow, sure, treat yourself to a bowl full of swell-tasting Quaker puffed wheat or Quaker puffed rice. Add milk and sugar, top with fruit. Sliced peaches or pears, for instance. Get the whole family in on the fun. Boy, it's delicious. A long, low convertible speeds through the lonely country roads on the outskirts of Shanghai. In the front seat, the ever-quiet Sage at the wheel, with the surly-faced Fright beside him. In the back seat is Burma, and beside her, a distinguished-looking gentleman who seems completely at peace with the world as he puffs at a cigarette through a long ivory holder. There's nothing in this pleasant picture to suggest the excitement that lies just ahead.
Ah, this is indeed pleasant, Burma. It was most kind of you to keep our little engagement for this afternoon.
The pleasure is all mine, Mr. Turnbull.
Won't you call me Crawford? All my friends do, you know.
Why, yes. Yes, of course. Crawford.
Thank you. My dear, I've been watching you. Is something disturbing you? You look just a little unhappy.
Oh, it must be this big hat. It always gives me a dark, moody look.
Are you sure that's all? Or are you still unhappy over the disappearance of young Mr. Lee?
Oh, why should I worry over him, Crawford? I haven't given the boy a second thought.
Such a nice young man. What a shame he's gotten himself into so much trouble. I don't suppose you've had any word from him.
None at all, but after all, he's no particular friend of mine. Why should I hear from him?
You almost convinced me, my dear.
Crawford,
Yes?
not that I care, of course, but where was it they took Terry Lee? Can you remember the name of the province?
No, I don't believe I ever heard of it before.
Oh,
Why do you ask?
no reason. No reason at all. Just curiosity, I guess. But let's talk about something more interesting. Let's talk about you, Crawford.
Me? I'm afraid you'll find I'm a rather dull subject.
Oh, stop being so modest. Everybody knows you're one of the biggest names in banking and world trade and finance and philanthropy and charity and everything.
Well. How about being my press agent?
Tell me. After all, it isn't every afternoon I spend with such a celebrity. When I write my folks back home about this, I want to give them the real lowdown. So, give Mr. F. Crawford Turnbull.
Well, I guess you'd call me the epitome of everything routine and stuffy. I'm the sort of man journalists like to refer to as chairman of so many boards they can't be counted, or respected denizen, or genial philanthropist, or... Well, what is the matter with this cough of mine?
Oh, that reminds me, Crawford. I have something in my purse here.
Oh?
Just the thing you need for that cough.
Really?
Yes. Here, Crawford. Try these.
Where did you get these lozenges, Burma?
I took a little walk this morning. I found them in the strangest place. A dark little house on Fang Street.
Is that so?
Yes. Lucky, isn't it, that somebody else likes the same lozenges that you do? For, of course, they can't be bought outside of the United States.
Yes, it is fortunate. Burma, my dear, you're a very clever young woman. I realize it more and more as I get better acquainted with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Crawford.
Have you heard anything further from your friends about my possible exit from China?
Yes. They think it can be arranged. Have you heard anything further about the ring?
I wouldn't be at all surprised. My dear, let us go back to the gardens for a cup of tea and a little talk. Shall we?
By all means, Crawford. By all means.
Well, it looks as though Burma played her hand just right, doesn't it? Turnbull didn't admit much about those lozenges, but it isn't hard to see he's getting crowded into a rather dangerous corner. Do you think he will now show Burma the pirate's gold detector ring? And meanwhile, what of Terry, whose whole future seems to depend upon the whereabouts of that ring? In a moment, we'll hear the Khan tell Terry a very strange thing. But first, ask Mother. She knows. Mother knows the quality that comes first in a food. So it's little wonder that Quaker puffed wheat and Quaker puffed rice are so popular, are winning the praise of many of Hollywood's biggest movie stars. Yes, folks appreciate quality. So remember, only the premium grains of wheat or rice are selected for these delicious, ready-to-serve cereals shot from guns. For the best, always look for the big red and blue package with the famous Quaker man on the front. That's your guarantee that you're getting the original, the one and only Quaker puffed wheat and Quaker puffed rice.
Mr. Lee, we have just received an interesting report from Shanghai.
What kind of a report, Khan?
Your friend, Miss Burma, I believe, is spending the afternoon with none other than Mr. F. Crawford Turnbull.
I don't believe it, sir.
There are so many things you don't seem to believe, son. But if Mr. Turnbull is the rogue you say he is it reasonable to suppose your own friends would seem to like his company so much?
You have a knack for twisting things, haven't you?
My son, the hours are growing shorter. Produce the gold detector ring and save yourself, my son. Save yourself.
Tomorrow, while Pat and Hotshot scramble to gather facts that will help Terry and Connie, Terry, trapped, helpless, faces the 11th hour. Listen tomorrow. Terry and the Pirates is written by Harrison Bingham and is brought to you each day, Monday through Friday, same time, same station. So listen tomorrow when Quaker Puffed Wheat and Quaker Puffed Rice bring you Terry and the Pirates. This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company. Quaker Puffed Wheat is shot from guns. Quaker Puffed Rice is shot from guns. Yes, listen to the roar of the Quaker guns brought to you direct from the Quaker cereal mills, where Quaker Puffed Wheat and Quaker Puffed Rice are shot from guns to make them crisp and tender as nuts in November. Now, Quaker Puffed Wheat and Quaker Puffed Rice bring you Terry and the Pirates, the new and exciting adventure of Terry Lee, the Dragon Lady Strikes Back.
Holy socks, why doesn't Pat get back here to the pirates' camp with some help? Must have been able to round up Connie and Hotshot and some of the villagers by this time. I wonder what they're saying in there now. Let's creep a little closer to this window and see if we can find out. Easy does it, Lee, old boy, if you enjoy living, which you naturally do.
Well, Mark James, you have exactly 5 minutes more to decide what you are going to do.
I don't know the location of the tungsten mines. I tell you, I don't.
Come, stripling. You are a brave American boy. But I'll Kim the Cobbler shoot if you do not tell secret. He shoots like this.
A couple of inches closer with that wild shot. Hakim the Crowbar would have pinned me without even knowing it. Doggone it, why doesn't Pat get here? Why doesn't he get here?
Time moves forward swiftly, relentlessly to a new and dangerous climax now as the hour for decision approaches. The hour when Terry must decide what to do to save the young American boy from the pirates, if Pat and the others do not arrive in time to help. The hour when the young boy himself must decide whether he shall betray the village and give away the secret of the tungsten mines or withhold the secret and pay the penalty. Only 3 minutes left. 2 minutes. 1 minute. And now...
All right, Mark James, your time is up. What is your decision?
Dragon Lady? Hakim the Cobra? You've put me in a most awkward position.
The young boy talks like a schoolboy.
How would you know? Hold your tongue, Hakim, and let the boy finish. Go on, boy.
When I originally agreed to come here and to negotiate for peace for our people, you said you would grant us that peace in exchange for skins and fruit and
We
rice.
have been all over this before. Now then, boy, we must have the secret of the location of those mines. 10 years ago, your father and mother lost their lives because they refused to reveal that secret. We know you have the secret. Give it to us now.
I cannot give it to you. I would betray my people if I told you.
You refuse?
Yes, Dragon Lady, I must refuse.
Very well. We shall now proceed to make you change your mind.
What are you going to do?
You shall see. One, come here this instant.
Yes, great Dragon Lady. Wang is your servant.
Bring me the little jacket which hangs on the wall there.
Oh, steel jacket with the holes in it, great lady.
The steel jacket with holes in it.
I shall get it at once.
All right, Mark James, stand up. You shall now see what it is to refuse to talk.
You may do to me what you wish, Dragon Lady. I'm not afraid. I shall never reveal the secret.
That is what you think, boy.
Here is the jacket, great lady.
Hold it up so the boy may see it. Do you know what this is for, Mark James? Do you know what it can do?
Yes, Dragon Lady. It's a form of ancient torture. I've read about it. The jacket is pulled tightly about the victim. The steel ribs pressed tightly against the chest.
And the victim is painfully disposed of. Proceed, Wang. Put the jacket on the boy.
Step forward, boy.
All right, Wang. But you, of course, are ready to take the circumstances?
You would try to frighten me, a full-grown man. Put your arm in here, boy, and hold still.
Certainly. Hold the jacket a little higher, will you?
What you do, boy? Let go. Let go.
Trick the animal down. First, we push it over the head like a mask.
I cannot see.
We fasten it to the chin like so.
By all that is holy, look at him, the full-grown pirate, floored by a mere stripling. Bravo, America!
King, pig, be still.
As for you, boy, you are very brave and very clever. You have outwitted one of my strongest and biggest slaves. As a reward, we shall forego the torture. For the time being, I still know how to make you talk. Come with me.
Well, it looks as though Mark James can take care of himself, doesn't it? But how long can a boy of 15 hold out against a band of 20 pirates? Already, the Dragon Lady has a new scheme to make him talk. What is this scheme? And will Pat and our friends reach Terry in time to help the boy if the scheme proves to be more than he can handle alone? We'll find out in just a moment. But first, say, tell me, what breakfast food gets bigger and tastier when it's shot from guns? Why, it's Quaker puffed wheat and Quaker puffed rice, that's what. Yes, in the big Quaker mills, huge guns are loaded with carefully selected grains of sun-ripened wheat or rice. Now, listen. Listen to the guns actually exploding these premium grains to 8 times normal size. That's what does it. What makes Quaker puffed wheat and Quaker puffed rice crisp and tender as nuts in November. Out come toasty, nut-like kingpin kernels, a super taste treat, all ready to eat. Add milk and sugar and top with fruit, sliced apples or applesauce, for instance. Then dive in. You'll say, this is it. You'll see why Quaker puffed wheat and rice are more popular today than ever. Why they're winning praise from many of Hollywood's biggest stars. What's more, the breakfast cereal shot from guns are good for you. Furnish the food value of restored natural grain amounts of vitamin B1, niacin, and iron. Get both delicious kinds. Enjoy the wheat one time, rice the next. Look for the famous Quaker man on each big red and blue package. That's your guarantee that it's the original, the one and only Quaker puffed wheat and Quaker puffed rice.
So you have outwitted one of my strongest and biggest slaves, boy. But the Dragon Lady still knows how to make you talk. Come with me.
Shall I pinch him again, Dragon Lady? Maybe a good pinch make this boy talk. Make him tell where tungsten mines are.
Yes, Akim, go ahead. Pinch the boy and pinch him so he will remember it.
You don't frighten me, Mr. Cobra.
No? Then why do your lips quiver like the willows in the wind? Come here, boy. Come to Akim.
Keep away from me. Leave me alone.
Oh, you're not as brave as you think, eh, boy? There. Now I got you. Now I pinch you.
Enjoy yourself, Akim the Cobra. There's nothing you can do to make me tell the secret of the hills.
Maybe I should shoot, eh? I shoot. And I shoot some more.
Even you, Akim the Cobra, would not shoot me. If I am dead and cannot talk, How would you then learn the secret?
Oh, you are right, American boy. Maybe it's too bad for you we don't shoot you. Your suffering would end sooner.
Enough of these foolish mouthings. Eng, Sushao, Wang, all you worthless, spineless, sniveling dolts. Saddle the horses. We are heading back to the village at once.
We burn and plunder again, Dragon Lady?
No, of course not. We do not have time. We go now to prove to boy we know how to make him talk. Follow me to the canal.
You would not betray me again, Dragon Lady. Already you have broken one promise.
Betray? Promise? What are these? They are not in the Dragon Lady's vocabulary.
But, Dragon Lady, I've already told you I don't know where the mines are.
Suddenly you're going to remember where they are.
But what has going to the village got to do with
A
it?
great deal. In the village is someone you love and respect very much. Is that not so?
Yes, very much.
You would do anything you could to protect that person, wouldn't you?
Yes.
It would pain you very much to see that person hurt, wouldn't it? Well, wouldn't it?
Dragon Lady, what are you going to do?
Justice, my child. Since you won't talk, we are now going to take you before your guardian, Alashan Odan. And while you watch, we are going to treat Mr. Odan to a few little tricks, which I don't think you're going to like very much.
Oh, no.
And before we get through with Mr. Odan, you're going to talk, boy, and you're going to talk fast.
The stalwart boy grows pale, Dragon Lady. We have finally discovered how to break down his resistance, no?
We? How dare you include yourself? Give the Dragon Lady a hand.
Very well. Akim holds the stirrup for your tiny feet. Up you go, beautiful flower. Are we ready now for head for the village?
Already the moment I give the signal to the men.
Wait, Dragon Lady.
Yes, boy.
If I should suddenly remember where the mines are, after all, will you promise by all that is holy to leave my guardian alone?
Certainly.
Then I guess I have no choice. I shall now lead you into the hills. Lead you to the location of the tungsten mine.
See that you do, boy. And be sure this is not another trick. All right, men. Forward and away!
Chin firmly set, eyes dull and expressionless, shielding the desperation in his heart, the young boy, Mark James, leads the band of bloodthirsty pirates towards the hills. Will he now be forced to give away the secret which he has guarded so valiantly? What else can he do and still protect the life of his guardian? Meanwhile, from his position in the tall reeds beside the camp, Terry Lee watches, comes to a sudden decision when something terrible and unforeseen happens. You will find out what it is in just a moment. But first, just one look, just one taste, and you'll say, this is it. Yes, pour out a tempting bowl full of the breakfast cereal shot from Guns. That's Quaker puffed wheat or Quaker puffed rice. Add milk and sugar, top with fruit if you like, and have a taste. You'll say, this is it. From first to last delicious spoonful. That's because the most important thing about food is quality. And quality is what you get when you buy Quaker puffed wheat and rice. For only the premium grains are used. Just remember, they're never sold in bags or bulk. To get the original crisp and fresh Quaker puffed wheat and Quaker puffed rice, look for the big red and blue packages with the Quaker Man on the front. Get both kinds for this coming weekend.
Oh, there's no use waiting for Pat any longer. I've got to act in it now. Thank heavens these reeds are tall. If I can crawl through here without being seen, grab one of those horses they've left behind, maybe I can figure out something to stop those guys. Something to keep that boy from giving away his secret. Easy now. They can still see this spot from up there. These reeds move too much. You're going to have your hands full of trouble, the old boy.
Lady!
Lucky! There is someone in the reeds! Down there by the river!
Hold there! Hold! Where do you see someone, Juan? Point to the spot!
There, Dragon Lady! There!
Oh!
Now, who could it be that dares to spy on us? Come, Akeem, let us go take a look. This should be fun.
Fee, fi, fo, fum! I smell the blood of an American. Come out, whoever you are, or I shoot, and I shoot some more.
Better listen Monday, friends. Terry Lee has been in lots of scrapes before, but none of them have ever been as dangerous as this one. Alone, defenseless against the entire band of pirates except for one rifle, Terry scrambles for cover. You'll see what happens Monday. Terry and the Pirates is written by Harrison Bingham and is brought to you each day, Monday through Friday, same time, same station. So listen Monday when Quaker Puffed Wheat and Quaker Puffed Rice bring you Terry and the Pirates. This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.